I guess we are live. Let's see if the restream chat is also working with me. Almost a minute. Just a second, guys. I will be right back because I want to also chat with some people so I can see if there are questions coming in. Let's see. Use this one. Well, I guess I can't see the questions in, so what I'm going to do is I'm going live. Going to take a look at my own stream on my mobile phone. If there's questions coming in, yes, Lightroom Class 2, powered by me. Cool. So welcome again. Yesterday I was live with Lightroom, and actually it was the first class from this series. What I want to do, my goal is to make a whole series of courses about Lightroom, Photoshop, editing services like Final Cut Pro, and then also eventually learn you more about studio photography, portrait photography, filming with your DSLR, filming with your iPhone. So I'll make a whole suite of my knowledge, giving it to you via these live streams. So these live streams will be packaged later on in a course. Right now you can watch them for free, but later on you will have to pay for it. So yeah, so this is quite a steal if you're picking my brain on this live lessons. So today, well, actually yesterday I was talking about the Lightroom with developing. So I had some subjects which I've covered on the develop mode. Let me dive you in here. Here I am. I mean, in the develop mode, I was talking about these things over here. So the basic, the tone curve, the HSL colors, color grading, some detail, lens corrections, and transform. I didn't explain that one, but I can do that very shortly. And effects. But today I want to talk about it in a different way, because most of this stuff, everything except the basics, has a lot to do with making your own presets. So what is a preset? As you can see here in my overview, if I go to my if you see my film strip here down here, then you'll see that this picture is a different development than this picture, and that is because I've corrected it and I did color effects on it. So these colors effects are all affected by all these things here on the sidebar. So I've changed something in color grading. I've changed a lot here in the color, in HL, in HSL is very difficult to speak out. Then we have the tone curve, which I also used yesterday. Let's see if this one, yeah, this one is moved because this point is different than this one. So this is all affecting this picture. It's a little bit bluish, it's a little bit orange teal in the front of my face. So all those effects on the right you can save in a preset. So what you can do is use that preset on another picture, any picture if you like. So on the left side you will see the presets over here, and this one you will find here in develop mode, but also in your library. For example, if you want to edit this picture in the library, you can quick edit or quick develop, but you will also find a preset function like here, saved presets here on the right, and then you have custom and all the default presets which is already loaded in the Lightroom Classic CC. But here over here I have the user presets, which are my own presets, which I've saved from the several presets I've saved from other pictures. So I've given them names, and actually those are the names from the people I've colorized it, and then save that kind of color, because I know that lightning will affect the same like the other portraits, because I use the same light sources. So you will find them over here in the library. And if I use, like, say this one, the cyan filter, over here in the library mode, and click it, then it will be applied to this picture. And as you can see, this picture is a little bit different than this one, but you can see it better here in develop. So let's use the preset in the develop mode. Press develop, go to the left to the presets, and if you hover over those presets, any presets whatsoever, you'll see a different effect already in the navigator. So the navigator is much more faster to tell you about what the effect is with that preset. So let me hover over it. Here, cross process. What you've seen is that first the navigator picture is changing, and then my own picture. Flat, lift shadows, strong curve, lens corrections. So if I take a look at, for example, let's see, heavy vignetting, this one, I can press it, and then I will also find these presets in my on the right side. So here I see that there is something changed in post crop vignetting, because I'm in the vignetting here in the preset, in the vignetting subject. There's none, there's light, and there's medium. If I press none, then you will see on the right side here that this one is back in its default. Then if I go to the light one, then you will see that this one is changed. So all this you can change yourself already. You see? But now you don't have to do it manually anymore. This is a saved default in the vignetting section. So if I press this again, this will switch back at the right side. So what you must know about presets, that is every preset that is ever thought of or made by humans or made by the program, you can find it back on the right side of the develop mode. So you develop your pictures by tone curve basic. You actually begin with basics to correct your picture, and then go tone curves, colorizing here, color grading, and then the details and all that stuff. So what they've done is that they used a few defaults like curve, grain, optics, sharpening, and vignetting. But you can also make your own preset. So what you see is a lot of Instagram, or if you Google it, or photographers are selling presets. Everything what they do is selling their kind of style, how they colorize their pictures, and then they sell those presets. So I didn't sell any yet, but I do have presets, which I didn't share or anything, but I can share it here right now. So I have my user presets here on the left side, and I can see what it does with my picture if I hover over it and then wait for a while, and then I see what it does. There are slight changes. It's not much difference, but there, for me, it is. This one's a little bit purple on the background. Well, I can use Sanne, for example. And I have named it Sanne plus auto setting. What this means is that I've used an automatic setting in the correction, which means that if your picture, let me give an example, is underexposed. Let's see, this one for example. This one is underexposed. So, and that's the trouble with using presets with your pictures. If your pictures are underexposed, it will not correct the exposure, because you can use the correction in the preset, like if you do stuff in the basics. So I go here to the basics and I say like, okay, this one is unexposed, so I can see it in my histogram, what we have learned yesterday. I can make this exposure more even and more to the right side, and then it makes more sense for this picture. But if I save this one, let's see, let me test save this one just to learn you this example. Create a preset. Test. And just check all of it for now. Create. Then you will see here the test. So if I go to my picture again, because this one is a better exposure, and I use the test, you will see that the picture becomes bright. So it's not universal anymore. You cannot use it universal because every picture has a different kind of setting in the exposure. So this is a tip that you most of the time you will leave out the exposure. And that's why it's important to make the distinction between the correction of the picture and the colorizing of the picture. Because in the colorizing of the picture, you use everything except the basics, and then you can save those colorizations in a preset. So then next time, if you have a picture like this, which is too dark, you can correct them by hand and then use any of the presets you've saved. So this means that the presets, you can also use it for any other picture, and then you can sell it because you give the responsibility to the maker of the image to make, first of all, a good exposed and sharp image. So it's best to use presets on good exposed sharp images. Although I've said in the beginning, there's also an auto setting. So most of the time the auto function in Lightroom does a very good job in making a good exposure and contrast of your picture. Because if I go back to the basics, there is a button which says here auto. I click it and there we have it. It's done. It's not too bright, it's not too dark, and that's because Lightroom is reading the histogram at the right way, that this is not going over the white point. So this you also can save in your presets, which does mean that it's applicable to any type of picture out there. But the auto function is not only exposure, it also does the contrast, the highlights, the shadows, the whites and the blacks. But these kind of settings is always different in any camera. So for example, I've just pressed the auto button. It does a very good job, but I still think the hand and the microphone is too light. So I would change that, the whites a little bit more to the dark side, and also the exposure just a little bit down, and maybe a little bit more shadow for this particular picture, which I like more than the auto function. So that's why I almost never use an auto function in my presets. Because right now I can use, for example, the cyan preset on this picture, or maybe the any other one, because I know that I didn't save the basics in these. So this Donna's filter is actually quite good, because in this Donna filter there's also a noise reduction. And if I use this one, I like the image. And it doesn't change anything in my basics, in my exposure, tint, temperature, contrast, highlights, shadows, whites and blacks. Now I notice that I'm ranting on a little bit on presets, but this is the thing what you must distinguish and should know about presets, how you use them and how you can save them. So yesterday I've explained you colorizing. So with colorizing and everything underneath the basics, that one you can save as a preset. So let's do that. I'll take a portrait of mine. Maybe this one. Very bad picture, but no, the second one. It's a bad picture, but it doesn't matter. So first I want to do is correct them. Auto function. That's good. A little bit more in the blue side, because I think my my forehead is too orange. Then the blue background, maybe I can make that a little bit no crop. Well, at least I could crop this one if I want, just for showing purposes. Okay, enter. Then I'm going to colorize this some more, maybe the shadows a little bit to the blue side. So these are the midtones, these are the highlights here on the right, and these are the shadows. So shadows a little bit to the blue side, highlights a little bit warmer. I'm doing a little bit of the same like yesterday. Let's do it like this. Maybe some blending. Often it takes me a lot longer to do this, because I choose my colors deliberately. Yeah. No sharpening, but a little bit of noise reduction. Let's see. Well, actually there is no noise, so why should I just put it off? And what I do like is a little bit of vignetting. Not too strong. Maybe some grain for this one, for this particular one. I like grain, like the good old film days. Let's see, do some curves, because I do think that the shadows can be a little bit lighter. Oh, no, not that one, but maybe a color in the shadow. Ja, maar wel even live, hè? Je staat in beeld. Nee, je staat al in beeld. Vol. Sorry. That's my brother. Let's see. Go through red. little bit of yellow. Any highlights? Oh yeah, I wanted to do the shadows. And I actually want to do the shadows a little bit red to give it that old effect. Yeah, let's see, let's make the whole picture a little bit warmer. So now I'm doing the basics, but I know that this will not affect my preset. So I should make the preset right. Let's undo that one. So what I wanted to do is make the picture a little bit warmer. Yeah, this is a nice natural effect. So this was this is now and this is before. And I press the slash button right now. Well, maybe if you use this slash button, it's next to the enter. If you use a slash, then you can see the difference what you've done. So I want to save this preset. So I go to the presets to the left side of the screen, click the plus button, and then create a preset. I name it old grainy bluish picture. Well, that's enough, bluish. And then I can determine which items of the filter I want to take over or save in the preset. So here you see the settings, treatment of profile, white balance, basic tone, and all that. So like I said, I don't use the basic tone because that can be different in every kind of picture, because this filter will only apply in good lit pictures. Also, let's see. Lens corrections, transform. I didn't use transformation at all, so I can also disable that one. Also no calibration, no dehazing, no sharpening, no clarity, no texture, but I do the tone curve. So but if you do like put this one on, for example, maybe the shadows, if you enable that one, then the picture on if someone uses your preset and has another shadow value, then it will change that one, and you don't want to mess with it. So don't use the basic tone once again. So now I can save it. Create, and there we have it. Let's see, where is it? Here, old grainy bluish. Let's see if it works on my other picture. Boom, there we have it. So also, for example, this picture, old grainy bluish. Oh, no, this one is not on my disk, sorry. Let's see. Use it on this one maybe. This one has a good exposure, old grainy bluish. there we have it. Not bad. Let's see. Well, whether or not maybe you prefer something else. Maybe here is a picture of a friend of mine. Use the old grainy bluish. And here you can see it does nothing with my basic stuff. I do think this one was to begin with a little bit too warm, so I can change the basics like this. Now we'll see also the bluish filter effect. So what you also must know is how you export them and import them. So we go back to the presets. Here you can well, manage the presets. Let's see. Import presets. 1 minute. I have to see. Sorry. So here we are in Manage Presets. A little, I digress a little bit, but you can also like enable or disable the ones you're not using, because I only use the user presets, so we are distracted by the other ones. Let's see. Import presets. I've lost the possibility to export my presets. Let's see. Where can I export presets? Ah, yeah. File. There we have. No, this is not the same. Let's see. Here it is. Because I only want to know where I saved it. So I give it another name. Save. Create. Let's see. It's I get stuck right now because normally I just do it so many times automatically that and I've also sent it to a friend of mine, that I find it very easy to export a preset one way or another, but now I cannot find it. That's the thing about live. Oh, here. Right click. So here, let's see. Right click it. Show in a Finder. There we have it. The user presets. So it's saved in user presets on the system itself. So not on any of the hard disks, external hard disk, but on your computer, on your laptop, where you have also Lightroom. So in Lightroom, as you can see, it's saved in the user presets section in your directory, and here are my own made presets. So these ones you can package and you can sell it online. How beautiful is that? So let's see. I can also delete a preset, like press the minus, delete it. But I also can import a preset, and then I should go to the presets of the Lightroom. Let's see if I can find it. No, it's not here. It's in user presets. System cannot find it. Let me right click this one again and make it easy for all of us. So right click, show it in the Finder, and then I'm putting this one on the desktop for just a minute. Now I can show you how to import a preset which I've just made. So import preset, then go to the desktop, and here is the old grainy bluish. Import this one, and then you will see it. Items are already imported. Well, this one is already imported, of course. Then I should where is it? Import preset. Let's do it again. Old grain bluish. And here is it. Here it is. Back again. So this is the way how you use the filter. I hope you followed me, because this one's a little bit messy, but maybe a summary. You make presets without using the basic functions here on the right. Over here. And you save the preset without the basic function. And you save it on a place where you can find them. And if you cannot find them, then you go right to your presets, right click, and then show it in the Finder. And then you will see the presets. So, and if you want to sell them, also save them without the basics. Once again. Well, I think this is my story for today. Learning you a little bit more about how you work with presets, how you can make them, how you can save them. And there's a lot more to learn, of course, because there are many tastes on how you use the develop mode. So in the next lesson, I want to get deeper in the brush function. I think I promised you yesterday about the brush function, but now we're getting over time. We are already 34 minutes, but I will show you how the brush function works in total, all the effects, but also all the tricks. How you can make your eyes lighter, your teeth, maybe the sky more dramatic, or even a beautiful black and white picture with the brush horizontal menu over here. So not only brush, but also the circular, and this one is the gradient filter and also this one is also interesting to make the skin also more soften, and of course a little bit maybe about the cropping filter. Let's see if I go back for just a few seconds on my Facebook if there's any questions. Ah, Wendy is liking it. Thank you, Wendy. Well, you can always watch this restream, of course. Let me go large. Thank you for watching. Tomorrow I won't be live, but maybe next weekend. So on Saturday I will give you a quick course about the brush in Lightroom. Thank you again, and peace.